My Beauties, it's your girl Cardia Sitletto Beauty with another video. Now, before I get into my intro, My Beauties, this is my first ever vlog. Your girl is vlogging now. What the hell? I am so nervous, excited, anxious. All the feels I am. But before we get into that, hi. To all beauties watching, thank you so much for the support. If you are a new beauty, I would love it if you joined us here at the Beautihood, and to do so is 3 simple steps. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, click all so you always know when your girl is posting. I do ask that all beauties watching watch this video and any of my videos in its entirety, and then if you like what you saw, give your girl a thumbs up, because over here in the Beautihood, we like to earn our likes, not ask for them. In the comments, everybody shower me with love, constructive criticism, questions, all of that good stuff, because that's where you, my beauty, you and I connect on a more one-to-one basis and more personal. We get a little more personal because I do my best to try to comment back. We small right now, so I do a really good job. To returning beauties, thank you so much for the continued support. It means so much to your girl. Now we got that out the way. Your girl went on vacation, and that is what this vlog is about. I was fortunate enough to get to participate in this has been years in the making, but solidified, set in stone. It's been in the chat for a year, and we finally was able to go. It was a group of, the purpose of the trip was my big sis Ebony, hey Eb, she turned 50 this year, and she always wanted to go to Greece. She travels a lot, and she's the reason why I started to travel. And so Greece is one of those locations she's always, everybody, we all have our one location we want to go to. Greece was hers. And so y'all, we did, and a time was had. I went, it was 5 of us, and it was so much fun, which you'll see as you keep watching. I do want to come and give a couple of disclaimers before we get into it. Y'all know me, I'm talkative Nancy. It is what it is. First thing is, I'm going to be popping in a couple of times because I have to explain a couple of things. I'm not going to give it away. It's a little foreshadow. No, I'm not going to give it away. But I'm going to pop in here a couple of times to explain some things along the duration of the video. The other thing that I want to talk about is this trip was, when I say, if you know, you know. I don't know if this is the same for men, but I know it is for women. So only women went on this trip. It is always not easy to travel with a group of women. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what ethnicity you are, any of that. Because you have women, I just think us as a gender, or we just have our own, we have our attitudes, opinions, thresholds for tolerance of certain things and other things. With that being said, I want to say, I know you're probably like, oh, there was drama. There actually was no drama on this trip. I got the privilege of traveling with an amazing group of women, and I say women, not girls, because they were women, and we all in all had an amazing time. And I hope that you guys see that come to the forefront. Now, I'm going on. Well, no, I'm gonna keep going because I'm gonna keep doing it. There was a little bit of drama on my end, and my drama was, if you guys can guess, what is the worst thing that can happen when you go away for, if you're here in a country, in US, on vacation, if you're in the UK or overseas on holiday, what is the worst thing that can happen in your travels? I'll give you a second to figure it out. Okay, that second is up. The worst thing that can happen, I'm gonna give you the answer, is if you lose your luggage. And that is exactly what happened to me. So, the trip we went from, we left on the 2nd of July, and we came back on the 10th. Now, there are time changes. Greece is 7 hours ahead of the USA. So, 2nd, came back on the 10th. My luggage, and I made it to my flight was from Dulles, which is Virginia, to Rome, and then I had a connecting flight from Rome to Athens, which Greece, obviously. Me and my luggage made it to Rome on July 3rd. I did not get my luggage until the 8th. So I had about 5 days with no luggage. Now, to some people, some of you guys might see this and be like, "Girl, wasn't that might you can make it work? It's not a big deal." It was, and you'll see later on why it's a big deal. But I know I give y'all it's a little like, ooh, I'm just trying to build the suspense. But anywho, continue to watch, and I hope you guys enjoy this trip. Oh, and before I go, I want to give a huge shout out to the women that I went on this trip with. And in today's days, I know there's a lot of people that vlog and a lot of people that, you know what, no, do that again. Girl. My way to the airport. Greece, here we come. With the birthday girl.
That's me.
And where are we going?
To Greece.
Yay! And
Athens and Mykonos and Santorini.
And we got Regina here. Yeah. So we are finally on our way. About to load up the Lyft, Uber. Yeah. And we are headed. So get ready for the debauchery. No, I'm just joking. It's going to be wholesome.
No, it won't. No wholesomeness. Like that.
This is the birthday girl saying no wholesomeness. I thought I was trying to behave myself. Hey beauties, it's your girl Cardi, it's Little Beauty, and I am sitting here, with, relaxing because your girl is on her way to Greece. This trip has been a year of planning, but before I get into that, I want to talk about something that just recently happened. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I am fully aware of my size. I am aware of how I look, and I'm aware that I'm a big girl, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm a fat girl. So I'm going to say that, start by saying that. With that being said, I experienced this past Monday my first incident, and hopefully last, of fat shaming and just someone being really, really disrespectful about my size. But let me tell you guys what happened. So I took a short trip to Georgia to spend some time with my extended family, which we had a ball. Time was had. And on my way back, I was leaving Georgia, the airport, and I was on a Delta flight 1257. And so what happened was, get on the flight, everything's fine. I go to get in my seat. I was seated at 22A. So the two ladies that was in D and C were already seated, two women. So I get there, I ask like, hey, can I get, this my seat? The woman in C gets up, no problem. The lady, the older lady in B says to me, oh, you need me to get up? You can't walk around me? And now if you know, I'm already a big girl. The seats in itself, if you're small, you can't even get squeezed past somebody. So nonetheless, so I was like, no ma'am, can you please get up? So she gets up. I go to sit, and because of my size, I do get a seatbelt extender. So I go to sit, and as I'm trying to adjust the seatbelt, preparing for my seatbelt extender, I'm not completely seated. The woman says, she comes in and she's like, oh, you're in my seat, where am I gonna sit? And I said, ma'am, give me a second, I'm not finished yet. So then I moved, but she was just doing too much, so I moved over, and I'm near where the window would be, which is just a wall. So I move over. Now I'm pushing myself up against the wall, not touching her. She then politely does help me pull the seatbelt part off near her. And mind you, also too, bear in mind that the armrests are down. So I'm completely in between the armrests. I'm not oozing out. I'm not touching her. And because of just her demeanor, I'm already, as I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of like holding myself so that way I'm definitely not touching her. Nonetheless, get my seatbelt extender, put it on. The flight takes off, I go to sleep because I already was having a headache. Go to sleep, all this good stuff. As we then land, the flight was really short, 1 hour and 44 minutes. So as the flight lands, I wake up, we get into the gate, about to board off. As we're boarding off, the people start to get, in line to get off the plane. 2 women who I don't know stop. They walk in, they stop, and they say to me, one of them, and she's like, "Oh, hey sis, I just want to let you know your makeup looks real good, but just know that she said," I'm not going to use the language she used because she used colorful language. I like to say flavorful language. She was like, "This, you know what, was taking pictures of you while you were sleeping." And when I tell you, when she said that, first I didn't hear it at first because I'm like, there's no way that's what she said. But then I said, "Excuse me?" And she was like, "She was taking pictures of you while you were sleeping." And then her friend was like, "And her and her daughter were talking back and forth laughing at you the whole time you were sleeping." And so the woman then says, who we're going to dub Karen, she then says to the lady, "Oh, you should, this has nothing to do with you. And I took the pictures because I am going to file a complaint because she should," talking about me, "should have purchased 2 seats." Mind you, I want to say this again, I'm not touching her. Also too, bear in mind, this is me in the seat right here, right? Also too, bear in mind that I already took a flight going and had no issues. Again, I'm fully aware of my size, so when I sat down, I always ask, "Is everything okay?" This woman didn't even give me a chance. Nonetheless, the two girls were really rallying behind me, which I thought was really, really nice, and they were getting an altercation. And this woman continues to make this big deal about how loud in front of everybody, how she's gonna put this complaint in because people my size I should have known better. I should have gotten 2 seats. And I was getting frustrated, and so to the point where I can't say what I would have loved to done because but I knew I had to keep my composure because of this trip, and I was like, I'm not gonna let her ruin my trip. But it was so disheartening that people, there are people out there that can just be so malicious and rude. Because I found out later that when she asked me initially, can I go walk past her? When she got up and did that, she looked back at her daughter and she started laughing. And then while I was sleeping, she kept getting up to her daughter, asking her if she could change her seat. So then we're going to get off, and she keeps saying, "Oh, you should have got a bigger seat." And so I'm telling her, "Ma'am, please stop talking to me because you didn't." And I asked her, I said, "Ma'am, you didn't get consent to take my photo." And her thing was, "Well, I have the freedom and my rights to take your photo because you're too big. You should have bought two seats." And I'm just looking at her like, but again, you didn't. And so while I'm saying that, the other girl is arguing back with her, and she's like, and my thing was, there's a way you go about doing something. And my thing, so if she was that uncomfortable, mind you, I was not touching this woman. I did not touch this woman. I was not touching this woman. I was perfectly seated in my seat. And it's emotional because I'm frustrated. Because it just was unnecessary. And so my thing to her was, if you were that uncomfortable with my size, you saw me. But when I got on, we were still at the gate. She could have gotten off, got a different flight. But for you to make this spectacle, and then it was also another white gentleman behind us. He apologized to me. He's like, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry." And so it just really, 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 really messed me up to a degree of just anger and frustration. And I never thought that I would be experiencing something like that. So I'm putting this up there. I'm going to insert the video of what we were able to get some footage of her because the young lady was able. But of course, also find it funny that she was okay with taking my photo without my consent. But when she saw that she was being recorded, she never once looked at the camera. And her daughter kept their head looking down or looking away. But I know what social media can do and what you guys are capable of. And so I think this woman should be put on blast because her behavior was very tasteless and was very uncalled for. So I'm going to insert the video and y'all do whatever you do. I don't want any harm to come to this woman, but she needs to understand what she did was wrong. And Delta, if you were to see this, I truly, truly believe that you need to up your policies because people should feel comfortable enough. And I know you can't control people, but there should be no place on a flight where I'm being photographed or recorded or anything without my consent. And a person making a big spectacle about my weight in front of all the passengers. You know what I mean? If I wasn't so secure in myself, if it was someone else, this could have really broke someone's spirit. I dealing with depression, and I'm to a degree working through it. But yeah, so look at the video. Y'all do, my investigators do what you do. My reviews. Until then, see you next time. Bye, y'all. Boarding to go to Rome. Girl, yes. Baggage claim. Okay, my beauty. So I am popping up, and I'm gonna pop up maybe a couple more times throughout the video. But this is the first pop up, and I had to come in here and pop up because also I'm doing pop ups because I didn't want my intro to be hella long. But before you go any further into the video, I had to come on here and say that this trip was an amazing. It was so much fun, and it is not easy to, I don't know if it's the same for men, but I know for women, planning all girls trips sounds good in theory, but a lot of times than not, it doesn't always pan out that way because you have so many different personalities. And I think we as women are really, really strong in what we believe and what we tolerate and our opinions and our attitudes. And sometimes up and down, and it's also hormonal, so it's not always easy. But I'm so happy to report to you guys that this trip, it was 5 of us, was such a fun trip. There was no arguing, there was no attitudes towards each other, there was no immaturity. It was just a group of 5 beautiful black women, African American women that was traveling out of the country. However, there was some drama. And what was the drama, Cartier? But before I get into that, let me ask you guys a question. If you're going away on a vacation, whether it's international, whether it's domestic, what is the worst thing that could possibly happen to pretty much ruin your trip? Put it in the comments. Before I tell you, put it in the comments. You done? Okay, because, suspense is killing me. In my humble opinion, I think most of us will agree, and I'm sure when I look at the comments, the consensus is going to be losing your damn luggage. I think losing or the loss of your luggage is probably one of the worst things that can happen when you go on vacation. And guess what? Yeah, they lost my luggage. My luggage was lost. So I want to say we flew out from Dulles, which is in Virginia, because I live in the DMV. Flew out from Dulles on the 2nd, and due to time change, I made it to Rome, which was where I had to connect. What was my layover? I had to connect my connecting flight there to Athens, and my luggage made it as well on the 3rd. And unfortunately, I did not get my luggage, or they could not locate my luggage until July 8th. So I had no luggage, no clothes, no makeup, nothing to do my hair for about 5 days. Now, so some people might be saying, oh, girl, girl, you was in Greece. You could have. I don't think you guys understand. So let me help you understand so you can empathize with me, because I'm a little dramatic, but I'm not that dramatic. So to explain this, I have to explain to you about the birthday girl and the reason why we went. So the birthday girl, my big sis, she is very, very organized. She is a planner. And for this trip, she had so many things that she wanted us to do specifically. So for example, a part of the trip was, there were different looks that she wanted. So we did a yacht ride. I think it was a yacht ride, and we got on a boat, we went and sailed out, and and then from there we had lunch. For that boat trip, she wanted everybody to wear fuchsia bathing suits, and she was going to wear whites. Of course, we're going to take pictures. Aesthetically, it was going to look real cute. So it was that. Then she had a birthday dinner where we all were supposed to wear white, and she was going to wear her pop of color. And that was something that she just was very adamant, because again, this is what she wanted. And so needless to say, I did not get to do those things because I had no fucking luggage. So that is where it became a little frustrating. Another thing too is I am also, and I'm not complaining about my size, because bear with me, I'm the big girl of the group. I've always been the big girl of the group, and I know that is my doing, but I struggle with finding clothes or style that fits me, that I feel comfortable in, that I can actually, I guess how can I explain this? I'm good in my skin, but sometimes, when you have your insecurities and you're around people that you wish you looked like, or you envied, if you will, it can, knock at your self-esteem. And so when it comes to like trips with my because I usually travel with my cousins and some friends, I always feel like when it comes to my style, everyone else is like elevated when it comes to their style, and I'm kind of like a little lackluster. And so for this trip, I told myself, we're not doing that this trip. And even though the girls I travel with are always like, girl, you look good, I love that outfit, and they encourage me. You know how you want to feel it. You want to be like, damn, I actually put this together. My beauties, and I know this pop-up is a little bit lengthy, when I put these looks together, I promise y'all, I took my time putting these different looks together. And it wasn't just the outfits or the dress, it was the clothes, the jewelry, how I was going to do my makeup, how I was going to style my hair, and then I had ideas of how I wanted to pose for photos. And so, because I knew I was vlogging, so I wanted to step it up, and unfortunately the universe had other plans for me. So that was, I'm not going to keep rambling on, but yeah, so that was my drama. And I would love to sit here and say that I was able to prosper through it all and keep, my, the whole happy-good-lucky attitude throughout the trip. Unfortunately, I was not able to. I didn't lash out at anybody, which I was proud of myself for that. But I did have a moment where I broke because I was just so frustrated and I was overwhelmed, and I just felt defeated. And I think that came during, it started when we did the boat ride. And because anybody who knows me knows I love the water, I love anything aquatic, and I wanted to be in those photos, but I elected not to because I didn't match the aesthetic, and I didn't like what I had on, and I didn't like the way I looked, so I, wasn't in those photos. And when it came to the dinner and seeing everybody dressed up in all white, I, didn't have the same aesthetic. But I will say, with that all being said, I forget which day I'll put it in the vlog, you'll see it. My girls that I went with did the most amazing thing, an unexpected thing. Because of my size, we went to Greece. I just assumed they went by the UK standard of sizes, and I did not think they were going to have anything for me. And so the girls, unbeknownst to me, went out one day and they went to H&M, because there was an H&M, and they bought me about 5 or 6 dresses, dresses that I could just wear in the interim. And I think 4 of them fit, and that was so sweet and so absolutely fucking amazing. And it took everything in me not to cry, because I still struggle with my vulnerability, but it was such an amazing, wholesome gesture. And to the ladies, I thank you guys so much. Still, I will never forget that, just to put a smile on my face, and because they understood my pain. And yeah, so that was this pop-up. So keep watching. Look at the ladies walking to the ride. On our way. We made it. All right, my beauties. Made it to Athens, Greece. Touchdown. Little hiccup. My luggage is in Rome. But I'm gonna continue to smile, because we are in Greece. Okay, on our way to the hotel. The mountains in Greece.
That's why I do recommend to wear comfortable shoes. And then meet the full lady.
Look at this. Oh, it smells so good in here. The girls giving out bags.
The bags are
It's really cute. Look at that. That's so nice. Okay, what does mine say? The best thing that ever happened.
yours was hard as well.
The best to ever happen to me. I
You
know.
gotta wear this out.
I know.
It had to be.
Oh, that is me. The risque one. That is me.
Oh, yes. Did you hear her tell the driver?
Yeah.
No. You could come back here and
Oh, yeah.
chat, because I'm a female.
Yeah.
29s instead of calling me. So now when he got divorced, I'm married.
Good time.
How long you been married?
It'll be 12 years. And we dated for 9.
2 ships passing the night.
So,
You want his good Catholic girl.
and despite what they say,
I just
Eric
never.
has his issues, but
We
he's
never
a good
saw the
husband.
ship pass.
This is crazy. This is what happens when the trip gets off the chat.
Smile. That's the birthday girl, Regina. Smile, Cartier. Smile.
Look at this, y'all. That's the Coliseum.
It looks like Minecraft.
Oh my goodness. Wait, this is the rooftop. Yeah. Yeah, who says heaven from the Bronx can't do what it do? Look at the birthday girl. This is absolutely beautiful. First food in Greece, the Marani.
I don't think so.
These are too heavy.
It's out.
You got some money?
my beauty. So we are getting ready to get on the train. Y'all, I done had me a nice glass of wine and this delicious drink called a porn star. And I'm tired. But the birthday girl wants to get on the train and go to the heart Athens. So we out here, we going. And I'm tired like a motherfucker.
What happened from last night to today?
I was like,
Got energy for days.
Trying to get a metro, train, car, subway. I don't know what they call it out here. We're about to ride the rails.
We getting on the train. Oh, ain't nobody getting on. We're only getting on 3 stops. Walking in the heart of Athens. What? Look at this. I'm so happy to be here. This is absolutely beautiful. So let me tell y'all the itinerary for tomorrow. Tomorrow's an early day. We gotta be at the lobby at 7:40 because we are doing a tour of Athens. And your girl's gonna be doing some steps. Getting them steps in, learning some culture. Today was a chill day. Yeah. And so, excited. Stay tuned. Cause y'all gonna be up bright and early tomorrow. But for right now, we just walking, taking in the sights. 5 beautiful women from New York. Live in all different parts of the country, up the East Coast, in Greece. I'm gonna keep saying that because this is crazy. And if you're seeing it, thank you so much. Like, it's because of you that I get to do stuff like this, and I believe it's a possibility. So, and happy 50th, girl. Happy 50th, y'all. Wish my big sister happy 50th. Okay.
Was at the
All right, my beauty. So this is the end of day 1. Oh, you can keep talking. End of day 1. We are back. We've been back for a little bit. We had a good time. We took the train, as y'all saw. And we are now going to bed because we're tired. And we will see you guys in the morning for day 2. What is to be expected? Gotta stay tuned.